Hey there, welcome to day 973 of What's She Up To Now. She is thirsty. I was actually just thinking, I'm going to share a little bit of my process sometimes. I was just thinking, I'm getting sick and tired of doing this particular segment, the What's She Up To Now. And then I immediately thought, okay, well maybe I'll stop doing it when I get to episode 1000. And I thought, no, what if I just turned it into something and morphed it into something that feels more valuable, that feels like it's contributing more to the people that listen to it. This is the segment that I do mostly for me, which is why I don't share it very widely, and I keep it pretty much to myself because it's me documenting my journey of what I'm doing, what's working, what's not, and how I feel about certain things. And everybody doesn't care about that, right? Mostly it's for me to learn and grow and figure stuff out so I know what to do now. I know what to do next. I know what direction I want to take different projects or different things that I've been trying to get to work until I actually get them to work. And I thought, well, my friend Jennifer's just started doing something different where she does like a summary thing too, but instead of just sharing that, she uses it at the beginning of the week to be a summary of what she's going to be covering throughout the week as she shares her content. So she does a book of the week, she does a lesson, and most of the things are promotional for her business, which is cool. But she centers all of her topics around what she's going to share during the week, which I think is cool. And so she takes her what is she up to now, and it's not really what she up to now, but she takes and she does on Mondays, she does a summary of this is what I'm going to cover this week. And so maybe as I hit the 1000th episode, I'll transition and transform and do something like that where, hey, this is what I'm going to do this week. Now that would require that I actually planned out a whole week ahead what I was going to do with my content. And since I do it every day and I just plan it the night before, I'll have to rethink how I would do that. Well, I've got, if it's 974, I got some days to do that. I've got some days to figure out and rethink that. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll hop on and I'll say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm covering, this is what I'm working on now. So right now we know, of course, that I'm doing lots of different challenges. I've got, but I'm not doing a challenge, right? I'm doing other people's challenges, kind of, auditing them. I'm not actually going full force in and doing them, with the exception of Avil's 30 books in 30 days challenge. That's the only one I'm actually doing along with the group right now and staying caught up. The rest, I'm just kind of popping in and auditing because I want to know what are other people doing, how's it working for them, and my thoughts and feelings about what they're doing. And like anything else, the majority of people are using challenges nowadays just as a marketing tool to market and grow and bring people into their business. And it's a great tool to use to do that. But it's in the sharer's best interest, not in necessarily the participant's best interest. And that's awesome, and that's okay, because you can learn how to do a small thing in these challenges and then choose if the bigger program is right for you or not. And that's entirely up to you. So I'm doing a setup to my next challenge. My next challenge is the fourth iteration of the Get Up and Go challenge. It started beginning of COVID. What am I going to do to keep me moving through the pandemic, however long that's going to last? And if I'm going to do a challenge for myself, why don't I bring people along with me? So at first, I think I did a 10-day challenge, and then I'm like, I need a 30-day challenge because we went from a 2-week shutdown to a month, and then another month and another month. So this will be the fourth, October 1st through 31st will be the fourth 30-plus day challenge that I've done for Get Up and Go, so that we know what to do when change or challenges come upon us. No matter how big or how small that change, what do we do in each of the areas and aspects of our life? Talked about that in the Setup for Success, which is the interim things. I want to do something every day for the Get Up and Go challenge group, even though September ended up being a month where I wasn't going to do a specific challenge. I wanted to wait and do it in October so I could combine all the previous challenges and take the best of those challenges and put it into this 30-day challenge. And tweak and change it and provide some other things, because I came up with, as I was doing the Setup for Success, some really good ideas of tools and things to incorporate into that challenge just to make it all the better. Because I believe every time I do a challenge, it should get better. It should be better and better and better. It shouldn't just be the same exact challenge over and over and over again, although a lot of people do that too. More power to them. If it works for them and it gets them what they want, more power to them. So balance is BS was the topic today, and I had my keys because I was talking about the 7 areas of our life that we need to pay attention to. Definitely not necessarily balance them, because they'll all be different in terms of priority to each and every one of us. You know, what I think the order of those 7 areas and aspects of my life are different than what you or anyone else will feel. And there is no right or wrong. It's what's right for you and what's right for me that matters. And that's how we live our lives. So talking about balance and it being, you know, kind of ridiculous, shared some stories and some examples of why I believe that, because you might absolutely positively believe that balance is for you and that you want to balance all the areas and aspects of your life. Or maybe there's just a few areas of your life that you want to balance. Maybe you want to balance your relationships, your contribution, and your physical well-being. Maybe you want to balance your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Maybe you want to, I don't know, whatever it is for you is the right answer for you. And whatever it is for me is the right answer for me. And my personal answer is I want to continuously improve in each of those areas and aspects of my life every year, right? Every year at the beginning of the year, I set a few different goals in each of those 7 areas of my life. Usually no more than 1 to 3 goals in those areas of life. So I have a big goal and I'm just always working toward that. And I do little things in each area and aspect of my life to move me toward that. And then I check in periodically and say, okay, well, am I moving toward it? Or am I stalled? Am I moving away from it? If I'm moving away from it, then I try to fix and do things that will prop me up in that area. And sometimes I realize intentionally I'm not working on an area or aspect of my life at all. And I'm doing that on purpose because I'm concentrating and spending my time and energy, which is a limited resource for each and every one of us, on the things that are most important to me. So talked about that. Fun challenge today was about excuses that we make, right? We all make excuses for everything, but it was specifically about excuses for not doing your homework. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not very fun. Let's find fun excuses for making sure that we have fun today. Let's do something fun. And let's say there's no excuses for not having fun at least once every single day. And let's share those. Supersize your business was cost an arm and a leg. That was the topic, and the idiom for today was things that cost an arm and a leg, or should it cost an arm and a leg to supersize and grow your business? I would say no, it shouldn't. Anything that you do or invest in or spend your money or your resources on ought to give you a return that's equal to or greater than the amount that you invested in them. Otherwise, it's an expense. It's not an investment. Do we have to have some expenses to operate? Yes. But if our cost of products and services, the value that we get in exchange for those doesn't leave us at a profit, our business isn't going to last very long. And so we're definitely not scaling and growing it if we haven't even figured out the model that makes us money in the first place. We're definitely not going to be scaling it or supersizing it yet. That's it. Book today. We'll work on that a little bit. Did some projects and things with the kids yesterday, which are always fun. But today I'm going to hone in and think about, maybe I'll actually plan out and think about what I'm going to do this week. Nah, not going to do that. I'm going to work on the Get Up and Go Challenge, the next Get Up and Go Challenge on October 1st. Right on the Get Up and Go Challenge page, you can always join the Get Up and Go Challenge group where all of the previous challenges live in the different units, and you could go find them in order. It's a private group, so you have to sign up with your email. So I know you're not going to scam or spam anybody in there, because we're all in there to help one another. It's not about it's a learning group. They're in social learning units. They're in units to learn and grow. It's not about selling any products or services, not even my own. I don't even promote my own things that I do for people in there, because it's a learning unit. It's for me to learn just right alongside you. And I just take you with me on the journey as we go through knowing what to do now, knowing that we can install in ourselves a system, a framework that will guarantee we always get better results after a change or challenge or any kind of an occurrence outside of us, so that we can guarantee that we'll be better off because we go through this process, this framework. And we do it automatically. We do it enough during the challenge so that it becomes automatic. You don't have to think about step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and it's just a 4-step process. And I call it SOAP because it fits with COVID and it's easy to remember. So that's it. That's what I'm working on. Go out and have an absolutely amazing day. If I can help you in any way, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow.